to Punk's Talk Wrestling! On this episode, we marvel at the last monster standing match on Raw, dive into the wild debut of NXT on CW, and brace ourselves for the return of a 2 decades old PLE as we review Bad Blood 2003. I am RW Hellborn, the PA Rock Prince, hailing quote-unquote from Philly! And I am one half of the Crown, which is one half of your Punk's Talk Wrestling Inter-Universal Tag Team Podcast Champion host of the world! Now, then, and forever by my side, 3,500 miles away in London, England. He is my tag team podcast partner. He is the other half of the Crown, which is the other half of your Punk's Talk Wrestling Inter-Universal Tag Team Podcast Champion host of the world, Mr. Did You Know? Sir King of Reels, the proper prick, C.J. Newman!
Did you know that back in 2009, when WWE decided to make Hell in the Cell into a pay-per-view, a yearly pay-per-view, where they would obviously feature the Hell in the Cell event, it wasn't actually up to WWE management to come up with the name of the pay-per-view. They in fact put out a fan poll on the WWE website, and the fans were given a choice between 4 different names, and the winner of the vote would be the name of the forthcoming pay-per-view. The choices for that were obviously Hell in a Cell, which got the winning vote in the end, Rage in a Cage, No Escape, and Lockup were the 4 pay-per-view names. It makes me wonder why No Way Out wasn't just given that, but whatever. But yeah, Hell in a Cell won in the end.
All right, well, there you go.
There you go. That's what Did You Know?
Yeah, there it was. And if you did know that already, then we haven't expanded your knowledge in any meaningful way yet today.
But did you know?
No, I did not. I didn't know.
Well, there you go. So I guess you didn't know.
I didn't know. So the answer to the question, did you know, for me is no. It's the no part. It's not a did
cool.
you
I mean,
yes.
I didn't know that until I read it, and then I did know.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's funny, every week for the last 57 weeks, I've been asking everyone, did you know? And no one's ever answered me before.
No, nobody?
Nobody. No one's ever told me if they knew or not.
If they know. Well, listeners of the podcast, let us know if you know.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah.
How's about we talk about NXT on CW Network?
Oh, and also Raw. Don't forget about talking about.
Oh wait, you did that first. How's about we talk about Monday Night Raw
and
NXT and Bad Blood 2003 and predictions for Bad Blood 2024
and our shout
and shout outs and an outro and an intro. How's about we talk about all that stuff?
Yeah.
I guess we can make this review. I haven't really got a great amount to say about this pay-per-view, I don't think.
Yeah, I have some notes.
Yeah, I got a few notes. I got a few
notes. But it's fair. I mean, it's 2003. We've been. The more we get into reviewing old pay-per-views of this era, the more it's starting to like Some of it's good and some of it's rough. Like, there were a lot of good matches. I mean, where do we want to start? I guess let's just start with the numbers.
Let's just start with the numbers. So we got this is a Raw pay-per-view from 2003.
Right.
This is back when obviously they were doing brand exclusive pay-per-views. Poster features Goldberg and Triple H. Now, when I initially saw this poster, I was like, "Oh, the main event's Goldberg versus Triple H." Turns out it wasn't. They're in completely two separate matches. Makes no sense at all. We had June 15th, 2003, from Houston, Texas, at the Compaq Center, and we had an attendance of 10,000 people, I guess, roughly, and then a buy rate of 385,000 people.
That sounds like a great buy rate in 2003 for a Bad Blood pay-per-view.
Sure does.
On commentary, we've got English commentators Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler, Spanish commentators Carlos Cabrera and Hugo Savinovich, interviewers Jonathan Coachman and Terry Runnels, referees Charles Robinson, Nick Patrick, Chad Patton, who still does not have a Wikipedia page, Earl Hebner, Jack Doan, and Mick Foley for the Hell in the Cell match.
That's right.
There was a Sunday Night Heat match where Ivory defeated Molly Holly in 3 minutes and 18 seconds, which was the shortest match of the night.
I mean, let's get to the matches here. I mean, first off, hard camera on the different side. Commentary's up by the entranceway, even though the Spanish commentators are by the ring, which is weird. I don't know why they did that.
That's... You know, I didn't even take notice of that because of another issue. First of all, fuck Peacock. Fuck Peacock. It is not available. I didn't even get to tell you this. This wasn't available on Peacock. 2003 and 2004 are error. They error out.
What?
I can't search for them. But when if you go into the search bar and search for Bad Blood, it just shows you the In Your House and like the promo for this weekend.
No way.
If you go to the website, if I look online and I search for it specifically, I get the link to watch it in the browser, but it won't play because there's something fucked up with their shit. Because
so how did you watch this?
I had to find alternative methods to watch it. And the only match, we'll get to it later, but the only match I could not watch at all was La Resistance. Well, the match I was the most interested to watch because I wanted to see Rene Dupree. Because, that one I could not find. Some of them were online, like WWE had the full match of a couple of them. Some of them were online in other locations. But yeah, fuck Peacock.
Yep.
Anyway,
definitely fuck Peacock in this situation. So we had Rodney Mack and oh my god, wait,
who I completely forgot existed.
Yeah, I did find out Rodney Mack was recently in NWA and he was the NWA Tag Team Champion.
Oh.
Yeah, he goes under the name of Damage now. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so that's a thing.
NWA's Damage.
Yeah. We had Kristen Nowinski and Rodney Mack with Theodore Long versus the Dudley Boys. Obviously, this is the militant black gimmick, basically. That obviously they made the militant black people heel because that's what you do. And then we had Kristen Nowinski. It was just weird.
Yeah, I mean, it was 2003. They were using an angle. They were using the fact that Devon's black and Bubba's white, and that Bubba Ray was always telling Devon to get the tables as a nudge, nudge, wink, wink. What's this all about?
Why is a white man holding a brother down? Is what was said.
Yeah. Yep.
One thing I want to make note of is that everyone
2003.
everyone forgets that Teddy Long's theme that he's used to this day is actually Rodney Mack's theme, because it says, it's the Mac Militant. That's literally how his theme starts.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You're right. Oh my god! Talk about a bonus.
Yeah. So yeah, it's actually always been Rodney Mack's theme song, but he just kept using it.
Teddy Long just kept using it.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Why not?
It felt good. It felt good.
Yeah.
They never added, and they never even bothered to take it out.
Yeah, they just left it.
Like they made that theme. They have,
because if you really think about it, in the context of Teddy Long, what the fuck does the Mac Militant mean? It means fuck all.
Probably no. I don't know that. I don't know that I ever noticed that. Probably it's one of those things that people don't really know what they actually said. They're just like, it's so yeah. It's like it happened so fast that
you just don't even think
before
about
they even
it,
know it starts. That's funny.
Yeah.
Man.
But
Wow.
yeah, pretty decent match. It was okay. Rodney Mack's finisher is called the Blackout, which I just thought was something. 2003. Yeah, and Christopher Nowinski uses the mask. To get the win.
Yeah, it was some sort of face mask angle. He had broken his face.
That was that. This is when we find out that JR once won a burping contest in the 8th grade.
Good old JR. That was 7 minutes and 7 seconds, that tag team match.
There we go. Then we get the redneck. What they call this thing? The redneck.
Redneck triathlon.
Triathlon, right? So we had the first contest between Eric Bischoff and Stone Cold Steve Austin. I thought it was funny in the.
So I could. Yeah, I didn't see that. I didn't see any of these because.
Well, let me talk you through
I couldn't
these.
find this stuff.
So we had. It's funny actually because the intro video for the pay-per-view, they had all these dramatic shots of wrestlers and shit, and they had Eric Bischoff and Austin they were in a really serious, heated, rivalry. When in fact this was God, you didn't see any of this triathlon.
Nope, I saw.
Okay,
I didn't see any of it.
Then you missed the most. Just hear me out. This isn't so bad. We have a burping contest. They do these burps, and it's
Oh, I saw the. I did actually. I saw the second part. I saw there was a recap of the pie eating contest.
Oh Jesus! Okay.
Later on, yeah.
Right,
yes.
so we'll get to that. But the burping contest was harmless. It was actually funny at parts because Austin just made it funny. And they just obviously
This was during the Austin couldn't wrestle.
Yeah, he was the co-general manager with Eric Bischoff.
Yeah, because it was Maxim Hair Color presents and Austin Bishop presents.
Yeah.
Event they kept saying Austin Bischoff presents on the backboard.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
all night long. But also just that Maxim Hair Color for Men was the sponsor of the pay-per-view.
So burp contest. They obviously all the burps are unbelievably fake, especially Austin's one at the end. It's just so over the top fake, but it's a laugh. It's funny. It's stupid. And then Austin wins, and then Eric Bischoff says, "Congratulations, see a doctor," and walks away. It's quite funny. I liked it. Then next up,
it's simple toilet humor.
It was just dumb. It was just dumb toilet humor. It was just absolutely harmless humor, inoffensive. It's just stupid.
Right.
Next up, we had exactly. We had Test versus Scott Steiner. Winner would get the managerial services of Stacy Keibler.
Yep. Because women were objects to be
won. Yep.
Right. And they certainly made some crass remarks about.
Yes, they did.
Things at the time. So that was 2003.
I gotta say, you know what? This pay-per-view, we watched a pay-per-view from 1999 recently, and I can actually let that fly, right? Because it was 99. there are a few things in this pay-per-view that even for 2003, I was a bit like, really? We're still doing this? I feel like the world was a little bit more in the know. I feel like a lot of other media establishments at this point in time had started to make some certain moves towards being a little bit more progressive, especially in that pieing contest part. I was a bit like, this is a bit too, even for 2003, this is a bit much.
Well, but see, I think this was sort of how long did the Attitude Era run?
Attitude Era had been over for like 2.5 years at this point.
So this is a death rattle of an Attitude Era kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Also, we've got Eric Bischoff, so of course, like, you've got an additional garbage guy with garbage ideas playing along to let's keep some of these. It's still. I don't think we. I think we thought we were farther along than we were, but we weren't, because here it is.
Yeah.
But it certainly, it was inoffensive they tried to make it as inoffensive. It wasn't straight up like it's not like we're fighting over a girlfriend now. Like, if I win, she's my girlfriend. It's like, no, we're basically bidding against a supposedly proper managerial services.
Yeah.
I guess. And I forget how they played it off, but they
it was
6
a
minutes and 23
a match, quick match, and like whatever, like it was a thing. And it's kind of crazy. Test was in the main event of SmackDown like 3 years before this, and now was
something happened. Test. I mean, Test had a quick fall. There was something that happened in this match. Like, I just remember the Bruce Pritchard podcast episode of this, because I was also listening to part of that when I was looking for these matches online, that there was some like huge botch by Steiner during the match.
It might,
and that,
maybe,
like, the camera, but they like changed the camera angles on the replay.
Oh, maybe. I know that I did say that there was I put in my notes there was a belly to belly suplex that was really quite scary. Like, Test nearly landed on his head, super close to landing on his head. So maybe it was that spot. Steiner wins. Put in my notes, "Shut the fuck up, King." I have no idea what that references to, but
that was
just shut the fuck up.
It was probably we know what it was.
Austin and Bischoff now in the ring. Oh no, not yet. Sorry, we have Austin and Bischoff meet the women backstage. Talking about which flavor of pie, and that happened.
And then it was revealed that they were not. It wasn't a.
Well, we get to that. Yeah, that's after the next match.
Okay.
Then we have Booker T versus Christian for the IC title. Really good match. This is the start of like the Captain Charisma gimmick here.
It cut his hair.
Just cut his hair. He only won the IC title in the pay-per-view in the month previous, which was a Battle Royal, which is where they reinstated the IC title because it actually got fused with the World Heavyweight Championship for like a very brief period of time, for about 6 months.
That was such a weird fucking time.
Yeah, that was such a weird decision as well. Like, clearly one they regretted.
That was when was that when Rob Van Dam was that this time period? Rob Van Dam was the IC champion and then he won that happened later.
Yeah, I don't know. It got fused with the World Championship or something like that. But anyway, it clearly they regretted it and they brought it back, rightfully so.
Yeah.
So this match was actually really good. I mean, it's Booker T and Christian, but by fuck, I can't be remiss by the just straight up racist commentary from the King. It was fucked. It was actually fucked up. The things he was coming out with, I just actually couldn't believe what I was hearing. I mean, I said that they in my notes they said that it was low key racist, and then it got way worse, and I was like, cool, that's so questionable even for this time period. Yeah. So little said that.
That's why you don't want the Attitude Era back.
Yeah.
You just want to be 13 again.
Yeah. Again, really short match. In fact, a lot of the matches were pretty short.
Under 10. I mean, 7. This was almost 8 minutes, but this was an era of a lot of short matches. I think.
Until we get later in the night when things get a little longer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a reasonably short match.
Yeah.
Then we go on to the
pie. 7 minutes 53 seconds.
Yep, reasonably short match. Then we go on to the infamous, of course, pieing contest, which I think you said you saw, right?
Yeah, I think they replayed part of it during something else that I saw. One of the intros.
I mean, it's basically Mae Young comes out and kicks Eric Bischoff in the nuts, and then basically rubs her vagina in his face. That's kind of pretty much.
It wasn't It wasn't going to be. It wasn't cherry pie or lemon meringue pie they were eating. That's just, it's like, and it's not even The Rock started that part of made that popular in WWE, that crass joke, and it's even worse when it's not him.
Yeah.
It was. That's what I mean. This was them. A death rattle of Attitude Era. Just, it is what it was. It's 2003.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
next up,
got to jokes on Bischoff. He's the heel. He gets
Yeah, I mean, and again, Austin somehow salvages the segment in ways because again, his delivery of lines is fucking hilarious at times. Yeah,
so. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of the crowd was eating it up.
Yep. Definitely.
They were. They were. Of course, it was 2003. They were still.
Then we've got La Resistance versus Rob Van Dam and Kane. Obviously, La Resistance being billed from Paris here, not from Quebec, which I thought was interesting. The pretty good match. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Again, reasonably short. Again, but the little fact here is this is Kane's very last appearance on pay-per-view with his mask.
Oh.
Because it's not too long after this that it's taken away from him.
Would you call that's a double digit bonus?
There you go. So obviously La Resistance win the tag team championships, and it's soon after this that we head to obviously the Triple H and Kane storyline with Katie Vick, and that's when the mask gets taken off.
We do.
So, yeah, and
it does.
Don't need to get into Katie Vick. Don't need to do that.
But Kane did.
But Kane did. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
Fuck, man.
That was good. That was good. I give you that. It's like 2003 on this podcast right now.
Listen, man. I mean, sometimes the low hanging fruit is still pretty sweet.
Yep. And sometimes the rotten fruit's pretty sweet as well.
Right. I mean. All right, we gotta go. We gotta keep moving. Goldberg
versus Chris Jericho in a WCW throwback. In fact, a lot of WCW throwbacks on this pay-per-view. A lot of WCW talent.
There's only one thing we don't need. I don't need to talk about this match at all because it's a Goldberg match. But I will say this is probably the best Goldberg match I've ever watched.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
that
because he was facing Chris Jericho.
And it's only because of Chris Jericho. That is to the glory of Chris Jericho's like abilities that he made a Goldberg match actually watchable as a match, like made it feel important. Like made
at the end of the day,
it made him look like he could actually wrestle because they spent 10 minutes. Like,
yeah, but they spent 10 minutes of kind of Jericho reasonably being on top, playing the heel, and then Goldberg hitting a jackhammer. So
a lot of it was a bunch of, but that was it. It was 10 minutes of cat and mouse.
Yeah, pretty much. Obviously, we had the spot where he missed the spear, went through the barrier, things like that. Yeah. So, yeah. Jericho
got a lot of good offense.
Yeah.
During it, but a lot of it came off of like Goldberg making mistakes.
Yeah.
But of course that's how he was. Like, yeah, it was a good match because Chris Jericho knew how to work with the severe limitations of Goldberg.
Yeah.
10 minutes and 53 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, next up we had, I guess, the forgotten match between Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels, obviously overshadowed by their match a number of years later. But
yeah, the exact same thing. Yep, the exact same thing that Bruce Pritchard said.
Yeah, I'd probably guess maybe this was the first time that they'd ever met in a ring. I don't know that to be a fact or not, but
and it kind of came out of nowhere too.
Yeah,
like I think. But this was the setup to the formation of Evolution. Right? Or had Evolution already
I think
started?
Evolution already started because obviously Randy Orton was in this match, obviously backing up Ric Flair.
Right.
And I don't think they were involved with each other at this point. It might have been.
That's what I mean.
I'd have to get my facts. I think it might have been. It might have been. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
Well, in the aftermath, it doesn't say.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah, I'm not too sure on that one. Yeah, I'd have to look at my dates and see when they actually formed, but it was in 2000. They formed in 2003. I know that much. It's whether or not they had formed at this point or not. But I feel like they may have done, but at the same time, I mean, was Batista involved in the main event at all? He wasn't, was he? So
nope.
I got a feeling that maybe at this point, Randy Orton was
because Randy was the last one into Evolution.
Yeah. Well, was it Batista? Because there's Evolution.
There's some Evolution video of Flair.
Oh, with Mark Jindrak.
With Mark Jindrak.
Yeah, but that never got aired on. I mean, never got aired on TV. Like, you're right in saying that Randy Orton was the last one to be picked, but
yeah,
they featured on TV. Like Randy and they all came out together. Like there was never like Batista first, then Randy Orton on television. Like they all.
I thought maybe there was. Oh, okay. I thought maybe there was like a 1 week.
Oh no! They came out and then Triple H did the whole promo of like, I'm the present, like Ric Flair's like the past, the old guard, and then these guys are the future of the business kind of thing. So
right.
Anyway, decent match. I mean, really good spots in here with the like, you know, going through the table and everything like that. Fun match. Orton came into the ring, hit Michaels in the head with a chair. Obviously the referee didn't see it, so he wasn't disqualified. And then Orton then placed Flair on top of Michaels and made the pinfall.
Just here's real quick from Wikipedia. They debuted on January 20th, 2003.
So they must have been formed by this
Evolution
point. Yeah.
was together, but Batista wasn't in this. Batista wasn't.
Yeah, weird.
Involved in this at the moment. Did he get injured?
Maybe he was briefly injured or something. Yeah, who knows? Okay. Next up, we have round 3 in the Redneck Triathlon.
Wait, hold on. Did we say 14 minutes and 18 seconds?
No, we didn't, but now we have.
Well, there it is. 14 minutes and 18 seconds.
Next, we have the Redneck Triathlon, the third and final round. It was originally billed to be a singing contest, but they both agreed to change it to a pig pen contest.
Oh shit! One more thing.
Yeah.
Before we get, I had one last note here. The holy fuck the super kick on Orton outside of the ring.
Oh yeah.
Where he where it just that was so fast.
Yeah.
And his head just hit the fucking ground.
Yeah.
That was. Oof.
Yeah, it was a good sell, and
that was great.
I'm sorry, but anyone in the modern day could do a super kick all they want. No one hits a super kick like Shawn Michaels.
Nope.
It hits fucking different when he hits it, man.
Well, it's not a super kick. It's sweet chin music.
It's fucking sweet chin music, motherfucker.
That's the difference. Super kick. All those other guys have super kicks. And they are super kicks. They're kicks that are super, but they are not sweet chin music.
Next up, we have it was originally meant to be a singing contest. Both men agreed to change it to a pig pen contest. I didn't scout whether or not, because surely that pig pen would have had to have been there all night long.
Sure.
Yeah, but they obviously kept it off camera.
That's probably what gave them the last minute idea, because there was a pig pen already in the arena.
Of course, yeah. It's always there, even for the basketball games. You just have it there.
It's Texas.
Of course there's a pig pen.
There are pens. Yeah, there's all sorts of pens.
Obviously, Austin throws Bischoff into the pig pen, and he's the winner. Shock horror. Really not much else to talk about here apart from the fact that
it's over.
Bischoff was covered in pig shit.
Yep.
And then finally, the main event, Hell in a Cell for the World Heavyweight Championship, Triple H versus Kevin Nash, with Mick Foley as a special guest referee.
Yeah, a little kind of no longer click, now enemy feud.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes brothers, now mortal enemies.
Yeah, then this is Kevin Nash's last proper run in the WWE before obviously he had a run in TNA after this, but
yeah. Was this before he also broke his fucked his quad, or is this after he came back from
this is quad, that's hard to say because he's fucked his quad 4 times.
Yeah.
The one that happened
in the ring, the one that happened when he got in the ring.
I think this is probably before that.
Okay.
I think anyway. But yeah, I mean he. This is, I guess, in a way you could say this is before and after he fucked his quad.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I remember he wasn't having the best of times.
Yeah. No, he was not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, exactly what you expect from the Hell in a Cell match with Triple H.
Speaking of Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, barbed wire bats and blood and huh?
Is this? Oh, hold on. I'll cut this out. So I can act surprised. If this is true, do you already have your Did You Know?
Not just yet, no.
Oh, okay. Well,
Why?
Because I was going to say, well, Did You Bonus then?
Okay, go for it.
Good edit there. I'm sure was a great edit. Bad Blood was the pay-per-view, was the first ever Hell in a Cell match was from Bad Blood.
That's right. And I almost feel like that's why every single Bad Blood pay-per-view there's ever been has had a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah. Well, there's only been, there's
only been 3, and this is the 4th. But
2004,
they're keeping with the theme. Yeah.
Yeah, Hell in a Cell became synonymous with Bad Blood, and then they made Hell in a Cell its own thing. They just made Hell in a Cell its own thing.
Yeah, eventually, yeah.
But yeah, the return, the nod of the Hell in a Cell match with Drew and CM Punk as a nod and bringing back the Bad Blood.
Right.
It was just beautifully done.
Yeah.
And you hear, and like you said, we know Watch this match, 21 minutes and 1 second of it.
And
it is a fucking. I mean, for what it is, it's fucking great.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Hell in a Cell match, and I mean, it's good fun. And I think, going into the Hell in a Cell match this coming weekend, like, that I feel like we're going to have a bit of a throwback of a Hell in a Cell match between these two. We're obviously not going to see anyone getting, like, thrown off the top of the cell, but Hell in a Cell is back to what it should be, and it's reserved for blood feuds between people. Yeah. And
it's not the gimmick. It's not the gimmick that
it's not the yearly gimmick anymore.
No, it is because it's the step up of a steel cage.
Yeah, this match should always be reserved for two people that fucking hate each other. Yeah, and that's what this match That's what this match was classically used for until it got made into its own pay-per-view, and then it just became. I mean. Every year,
it became the thing you started expecting.
Yeah, and exactly. You knew when Hell in a Cell was happening every year, and you knew that generally the World Heavyweight Championship would be in that match or whatever, and it wouldn't be a blood feud. Yeah. It would just be the only reason they're facing each other in a Hell in a Cell is because it's that time of the year again.
It's because it's Hell in a Cell, yeah.
Now it's more.
But this is also
personal, and I love it.
Yeah, and this is also why I like that they can keep the Elimination Chamber as the pay-per-view, the caged theme pay-per-view.
Yeah, because that's been wormed into the Road to WrestleMania, which is
exactly.
Great.
It usually gives the person a title shot. It's the title's not usually defended in the Hell in a Cell anymore, or in the Elimination Chamber anymore.
Yeah.
It's usually just because there's so many potential contenders. This is a good way to get the guy, especially if you need to get someone in the title picture that wasn't necessarily in there by any other means.
Yeah.
It's a good because you've already got the one person winning the Royal Rumble.
Exactly, yeah. So you can set up for the other title shot.
So let's we've got two things we got to do now. Yeah. First things first. Out of our D20, what are we going to rate this 2003 Bad Blood?
Oh Jesus, that's my microphone. Not highly.
Nope. I usually let you go first with yours, and then but I'm gonna give you mine first.
Go ahead.
I'm giving it a 12.
Yeah, I mean, same as me. We always seem to go with the same number, but yeah, 12.
Yeah, of course, because we're always right.
Yeah, exactly. We know what's up. Yeah, 12, 100%.
This is a 12. It wasn't terrible.
It wasn't terrible, no, but it was.
No, you get a +1 on things you're not proficient with.
There was no match on this card that made me blew me away. We watched older pay-per-views than this, where we watched the 2002 SummerSlam, the matches on there, Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio, fucking banger of a match right there.
Yeah, it really kind of felt like we had one title change. We had the tag team title change.
Yeah.
But it really felt like nothing really mattered. It kind of got that didn't really matter.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah,
nothing blew me away. There's nothing memorable of holy shit, remember that thing?
Yeah, exactly. And
I didn't even remember this match happened until we went back and saw, Triple H versus Kevin Nash. I completely forgot.
Right. Yeah. You look at this whole pay-per-view, there's nothing here of any kind of historical consequence. I mean, it's even got a Shawn Michaels Ric Flair match that no one even remembers. So,
however, this was 2003, and this was actually a tough. I think if you go back and listen to the Bruce Pritchard podcast on this, he also made mention that this was a transitional time. This was a transitional time period of some sort for them too. This was definitely low tide.
Yeah.
This was a this was a pretty highly rated, as far as like everything else on this was probably even worse.
Yeah.
It's just got forgotten about because there was probably a lot of worse things happening. But yeah, okay, 12. Well, there it is. Punk's Talk Wrestling official ratings. One of these days we'll get someone with a Wikipedia account to edit all these Wikipedia pages with our ratings.
There you go.
But we got to do something that we keep forgetting to do, and that's our predictions.
Yeah, sweet.
PTWPs. Our Punk's Talk Wrestling prediction. I don't know why I tried to make it. I tried to make it something that it wasn't gonna be. Punk's Talk Wrestling predictions. Yeah. I don't know. I think we've got the whole card, unless something happens.
I'm pretty confident that we have the full card at this point.
Unless something happens on SmackDown, it's 5. We got 5 matches.
Yeah.
So this is in no specific order. This is just in what the Wikipedia page. Shout out to Wikipedia. Has.
Yeah.
But let's start with the Cody Rhodes Roman Reigns versus the Bloodline, because that match has no title ramifications.
Right. I mean, I'll go for the Bloodline. And
yeah.
I think it would be due to the fact that there's some form of miscommunication between Roman and Cody, or there's whatever shenanigans, other members of the Bloodline getting involved, the Rock potentially getting involved. Like,
there's the Rock. The Rock's not coming to Bad Blood. Come on, guys. If that's a thing that's going around, come on, guys. The Rock's not going to Atlanta.
You never know.
The Rock's not going to Atlanta for Bad Blood. Come on.
See, you never know.
Come on. No, but I think there's going to be shenanigans. There's something going around that people are thinking that Jacob Fatu is somehow working for Roman Reigns. Or I don't think anyone seriously thinks that. I don't think that's a serious thing.
I mean, it's a cool fan, it's a nice, cool little fan theory, but I don't think that's what's happening yet.
I'm at least happy to see that this is going to take some time.
Yeah.
Because we're already we're going to have, we've got next month is going to be Survivor Series War Games.
Yep.
War Games. I don't know if we're gonna get Bloodline versus Cody, Roman, and then other random people. I don't know. I don't think we're because we're not at Roman Reigns and the OG Bloodline. We're not at Roman, Jay, Jimmy, and Sammy versus Solo, Jacob, Tama Tonga, and Tongaloa. I don't know if we'll ever get to that, how we can get to that.
Well, I think,
But Survivor Series is co-brand. I mean, Survivor Series, everybody's together.
Exactly. So, I mean, you could definitely, I don't know, man. You could have...
Actually, you could. I mean, you could easily, literally there.
Yeah, it's literally right there. And you could, Jimmy Uso could definitely return and be on the side of Roman. Obviously, last time he was around, he was in the Bloodline with Roman Reigns. That totally makes sense.
Jay can come back. I'm pretty sure they're just waiting for Jay to come back for storyline reasons.
You mean Jimmy?
Jimmy.
Yeah.
And that's easy. And it's easy. Cody and Roman lose because they should lose to the Bloodline when it's just them. Kevin Owens and Randy Orton should not get involved. And if they do, they should also get screwed. They need to stop sticking their face in Bloodline stuff. This is it.
Yeah, well, obviously we saw the rift between them last week where they were all Owens was shoving shoving Owens. Owens was shoving Cody and everything like that.
Yeah.
So
he's like, I'm not. I don't want to be involved in this shit anymore.
Yeah.
So That's how it's going to go. That's how it's got. That the only way that it can work is that somehow. But then where does that leave? Like, I don't understand why Cody did this at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I'm hopeful. I'm waiting for the end of the story. I'm waiting for it because I really don't know how they're going to get there. But I can't see anything other than the current bloodline, the Solo Sikoa bloodline, versus Roman, Jimmy J, and Sammy as the final payoff.
Something like that, yeah.
And if you can't get to that, by this year, then how are you going to take an entire year to get there again?
We're gonna have some form of bloodline versus Cody and Roman, but I just don't know what the other two members are. I don't think it makes too much story sense to have either Sami Zayn or Jey Uso to forgive Roman this early on. So Jimmy can certainly work, but obviously,
Or this is or somehow KO and Orton get roped back in.
Yeah.
And the four of them versus Bloodline at War Games is the final straw for Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck this. You got me into this shit that I don't even want to be a part of anymore. I've been trying to get away from these motherfuckers.
Literally for 4 years.
Literally. Yeah. I've been trying to get... You guys aren't even the fucking guys. You guys aren't even the guys that I had the problems with. They're all somewhere else. Like... Except for Roman Reigns. Like, he's not going to partner with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is the guy that he had the problem with.
Exactly. But like, great thing, man. Like, it's a storyline with so many moving parts that no one even knows what the fuck's going to happen. And that's great.
But so Bloodline, we're calling Bloodline wins.
Yeah.
Damian Priest versus Finn Balor, just the grudge match.
That's going to be a great fucking match. I definitely see Damian Priest getting the win here.
This one is gonna be another one of those, depending on the position on the card.
Yeah.
And who, because when you've got Liv Morgan and versus Rhea Ripley for the World Championship.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I love that they worked the way that this whole angle, the whole point of this angle was to get to a shark cage match. Which, I love the fact they're going to have Dom hanging from a shark cage.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I
love when they do that. That's low key one of my favorite matches that doesn't come around.
Yeah.
We had the last one, we've had Paul Ellering, we had and then Chris Jericho.
Yeah. Recently, yeah.
Yeah. So that's how infrequently that happens. So that's going to be tough, man. I don't know. Because if Liv wins and retains, I don't know, man. I think Liv Morgan retains. I think Finn Balor wins. I think the Terra Twins both lose because they can afford to lose.
I know. I think Liv Morgan wins and Damian Priest wins here.
Maybe.
We'll find out.
Because Dom's above the ring, but there's other people in the Judgment Day.
Exactly.
There's still other people in the Judgment Day.
Exactly.
And Dom's gonna have something sneaky. He'll probably have something hidden that he drops down to her. But all right. So you think so? You and I are in a little bit of a disagreement there. We'll see.
We'll
someone will be right and someone will be surprised. That's good.
We got Nia Jax and Bayley for the women's championship.
Yeah.
And I'm going for Tiffany Stratton.
I'm going for Tiffany Stratton. Yeah. Yep. I kind of feel like that's gonna also be a where's this go on the card kind of thing. I 100% could see Tiffany Stratton cashing in.
Yeah.
But here's the question: is Tiffany Stratton a heel right now?
Well, she's in limbo, I think. Because...
Yeah, or is she just Nia Jax's lackey? So she's sort of like she's only heel by association.
Pretty much, yeah.
At this point, I don't know if she's gonna. I don't know if she would like cash in during the match and pin Bayley, or cash in during the match and pin Nia.
Yeah.
Or cash in after Bayley won. I think what happens is something happens. Nia Jax win. Something happens that pushes Tiffany too far, but Nia Jax still wins. And then Bayley pushes Nia, like something happens. Bayley like basically sets Nia up and tells Tiffany to cash in on Nia,
right,
and helps her cash in. I think Bayley sets it up to help Tiffany Stratton turn face.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's gonna be my hyper focus. Like it's got to be a certain way, for me to be right. Like it's my betting on 00 kind of prediction.
Yeah. And then we got Drew versus CM Punk.
All right. Man, this is tough. CM Punk got the big win in the strap match.
Yep.
He got his bracelet back. I think I think I'm gonna go with Drew.
No.
I think Drew McIntyre is gonna win.
I'm going with Punk. I mean, in my eyes, this is the payoff match. This is the final match between these two. Yeah. And they're one apiece. Let's not forget that. It's not like anyone's going into this with any kind of advantage. They're one win each at this point. So I don't see, if you want CM Punk to then move forward to go into the World Heavyweight Championship picture, which inevitably he will do, I think he needs to have this win. And plus, he's only got one win under his belt since his return. So I think, and obviously he's face, I think he needs to come out of this as the victor. Drew can go away for, not for long, but for a little while. He can go away for a little while and come back an absolute menace like he has been for a while now. But I think CM Punk is going to win.
All right. I disagree.
Okay.
I do disagree with that. Because I don't know where does Drew go other than go away. I don't think CM Punk needs to win. I think CM Punk can take a little break after losing and sort of, okay, you got your bracelet back. That's great. But here, I'm going to beat you senseless. Go lick your wounds, for a little while. And maybe come back. Oh, maybe he shows up on SmackDown.
I think he just Punk needs redemption for everything that Drew has done at this point. As the face, he needs the redemption.
Okay.
Because right now, that's all this is. He got the bracelet back, but Drew tore it to pieces and shoved it down his throat.
Oh, fuck, that's right. I forgot that happened. That's right. I did forget that happened. So, okay, CM Punk wins. All right. Yeah. I completely forgot that happened.
Yeah, that's the thing that happened. Yeah,
because I wasn't able to watch SmackDown for a couple weeks, and like my whole thing was out of whack.
Yeah, so I mean, like that's where we're at, because Punk was ready to move on, and he had the bracelet back, and then Drew came out and was like, "Fuck you!" Got the bracelet, tore it up, put it in his mouth, sent him to hospital for 2 weeks. So.
Right. That, yep. I'm back with you. There's been a lot's been going on. There's been a lot to keep up with.
That's right. A lot has been going on.
There's a lot been going on with everything. All right. So then we're all in agreement except for Damian Priest versus Finn Balor.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well then.
Shout-outs.
We know. Oh yeah, because we know what we're doing next week.
We know exactly what we're doing next week.
I was scrolling through all my open windows to get to my shout-outs. Shout out to Wikipedia. Support Wikipedia. That's where we get most of our information for the pay-per-views. Also, shout out to Bleacher Reports for the stuff that we read that's probably going to go on the Patreon. That's patreon.com/punkstalkwrestling, where you can support us if you like. We put some extra stuff up there, like our talks on Karrion Kross that seem to be coming to fruition, and some Raw and SmackDown and NXT talk that doesn't fit into this episode. Also, interact with us on social media and Instagram at Punks Talk Wrestling, and Threads at Punks Talk Wrestling, and Facebook at Punks Talk Wrestling, and YouTube.com/Punks Talk Wrestling, and email us at punkstalkwrestling@gmail.com.
Woo!
Yeah. Oh shit! I didn't shout out Alan 2K Games. WWE 2K24. Start your legacy. Step into the story. I already did. We talked about the DLC pack that came out already.
Yes,
in
we
September.
did.
But if you haven't gotten it already, it's there. Go get it. Lyra Valkyria's on. Oh shit! We never played our Lyra Valkyria interview from WrestleMania weekend.
I don't know if we did. Yeah.
No, you know what? I'm gonna put that on the Patreon too.
Sweet.
There,
Yeah, do
there
it.
it is. Another thing on the Patreon. Our interview with Lyra Valkyria, where we find out whether she likes cheesesteaks or cheesecakes more, and what WWE legend entrance theme she would want to walk out to. So, and other silly questions that two, dumb punks would ask wrestlers because we got thrust into something we were wholly unprepared for. I think we did pretty good, all things considered.
We did pretty damn good, if you ask me.
We did pretty goddamn good. We got to interview Jade Cargill. We were one of 10 people that got to interview Jade Cargill.
Damn fucking right we were.
I'm gonna keep patting ourselves on the back for that one.
Pretty fucking swell opportunity right there.
It's all about opportunities.
That's right.
And taking them. And I think we're going to take this opportunity to end this episode.
I think we're done.